everybody. How is it going? Let me get my music on. Because ever since a little bit, Miss Ebboni, and tell them about your company. It's so awesome.
So first off, I'm excited to be here. The internet is working exceptionally great right now, so
yes, y'all. We're so happy about that.
Yeah. Okay, so I am a mother of 4. I am a birth doula, and I'm the founder of Wombase, as you mentioned. So Wombase is a database.
Oh, what happened?
Into early parenthood. Parents, as well, who are along that spectrum to, share space and advice and just camaraderie, and as well as like education and classes and stuff from those professionals who are part of the database.
I love it. It looks like you bridging the gap too. Yes, I think it's very important for healthcare workers and parents to especially mothers and women to have that conversation and know about some of the important things about their bodies and their health for their children. Are you breaking up? Are we breaking up, y'all? No, don't leave. Don't leave. Can y'all see us? She'll come back in, y'all. But I do believe what she's doing is beautiful, and I love it. I love it. So just to let y'all know, we've been communicating because she is in the Caribbean, and some of the issues are with the internet. So we've been working on that behind the scenes. Hello, everyone. Hello. So we're just gonna get her back up in here because it was working beautifully just a few minutes ago. Yes. Hey, you guys. Hey, yeah. How you doing, sir? How you doing? I hope I said it. I hope I said it right. First and foremost, before I continue, can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? I know it's been tripping all week, but can you hear me though? Because if we have to do this later, we will, because this is very important. I want all my parents to hear about her company because it's very special, and I love what she's doing, especially for mothers out there. So can you hear me, Manuel? Yes. There we go. She's back. So she's coming back in, you guys. Yes. Hello, everyone. Hello. Yes.
I'm back.
Yes.
I'm not sure how much of me speaking you got, but
Or you was towards the end of telling us about the healthcare workers and mothers uniting. If you could pick up from there.
Yes. So I was just talking about the other aspect of Wombase, apart from the database, is the parenting community of parents who are as well a part of that spectrum from preconception all the way to early parenthood. And there are events, workshops from the professionals who are part of the database. And just that like sense of a village and camaraderie and, you know, sharing advice and tips and those kinds of things.
I love it. I love that you got a parent community as well, baby. Look at this. Look at this. I love it. I think it's very important. I work, I work in early childhood education, and I see and have to talk to new mothers often, even new fathers, and they're so nervous, right? Jittery.
Yeah.
There's a lot of first time concerns, of course. Even when I was going to the hospital when my little sister was having her first children, she was just so nervous, even about something like breastfeeding, you know.
Yes.
So what you're doing is awesome, because she felt like she didn't have enough time in a hospital.
Yeah.
And she was getting frustrated, and her emotions was all over everywhere, and it was just a lot going on, especially for people who have children who are premature. It could be a lot. And so to have like a partner or a mentor or anybody that you could talk to outside of the hospital, because once they let you out, you're out, right? To have that outside, I think that's wonderful, and I think that's really great that you have a company that is doing that for mothers. So I love it. Tell us a little bit more about that process.
So I definitely think, a huge part of what we're missing today in that transition from like, being pregnant, giving birth, and then having a baby is like support. We don't have support. We don't have like a village per se, like our ancestors did like back in the days and stuff like that, right? But those were like the natural ways of doing things, and those were the ways that like both babies and mothers were able to like thrive because they had support, right?
Yes.
And I feel like in this day and age, it's almost like when you get into that stage, like what you were saying, where you're a new parent, and sometimes even the smallest thing, you're like, oh my gosh, like what do I do? Like this is so bad, But just having that reassurance.
Yes.
But what I was gonna say is sometimes we don't know the help that we need. Like sometimes we know that we need help, but we don't necessarily know, okay, this person is going to be able to help me with this, or that person is good for this. So that's why I thought Wombase, because it's like a one-stop shop. Like you could just go there, you need something, and you can go there and you could find what you need. Like you might think you need, let's say, like you might think you need a therapist or something like that, and really you just need somebody to check that maybe
just
you're
check
doing
on
something
you,
in a different way that, sorry?
I said, like, check on you, make sure you're okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I just think it's good to have options, and it's good for it not to be so stressful. Like what do you Google if you don't know what help you need, right? So
right.
Yeah.
I think it also, what you're trying to do, it could kind of lower the postpartum depression stage as well, because of that help that you're saying. Like you had that helping hand there. I've talked to mothers before where they were just frustrated, like you said, and it's because they're tired. They can't get no sleep. They can't eat. They're getting cranky. They don't want to be too frustrated because it could affect the baby, but it's kind of like they're losing their sanity, and then they go into this depression stage because they feel like they have no one to help them. They feel like they have no one to talk to, or something as simple as being given a break for a nap, stuff like that. So what you're saying is absolutely true. And if you continue to build upon that community, like that village, our ancestors having that camaraderie and working together is very is a reason why, right? It shows that it's a reason why, because
For sure.
like we say all the time, it takes a village to raise a child, but it
Yep.
also helps us lean on one another.
For sure. I always say, like, it takes a village to raise a child, but it also takes a village to raise a mother, because it's like a lot of times when in those first days and maybe even weeks, like as family members from the outside looking in, you're always like, oh my gosh, a cute new baby, let's go and like save the baby and see the baby and smell the baby and give the baby gifts. And it's like a lot of times the mother gets kind of like pushed to the wayside. And we're not easily as inclined to I guess fill her needs, you know. So like, yeah, like what you're saying about postpartum depression is, it's very real. Even if it doesn't get to the point of being like full-fledged like postpartum depression, like that stage is just hugely sensitive and hugely like we in general, whether you have depression or not, like we need support. And like my dream is that, you know, like for Black people specifically, we get to a point where it is odd for us to think of like a new mother not having support. Like we'd be like, what? Like it would be just ridiculous for us to even like think of a new mother not having the support, or new family, young family, or even an older family not having what they need. Like that's my vision.
Yes, I think that's a great vision to have, and it's a goal that we should have just in general with supporting one another in general. You know, we are lacking that sense of unity tremendously in all aspects, and that's something that we have to get back to. I love that quote. It takes a village to raise a child, but it also takes a village to raise a mother.
That's
and
real.
You know that a lot of times in our communities, our families are broken, and that's another reason why it is so hard for mothers, you know.
100.
And a lot of them just like, we don't know what we don't know. Everything could be new, and things are ever changing. And if you're not growing through the process, it could be a lot. It could frustrate you tremendously. So I definitely love that quote. Is that girl? Have to use that.
T.M.
So tell me, the two components. You have the parent.
Yes.
You have the healthcare workers.
Yes.
And you have classes in the community.
Yes, that's the ideal. So like I was telling you before, like Wombase is definitely still a baby. We're still beta testing many different like systems and like ways of doing things. But yes, ideally, at this point in time anyways, it is the database. So you can literally go into the database. You can either search by, okay, if you need a midwife or if you need a yoga therapist, you could just type that in. And one thing I really like about it is, like, in this day and age where everything is more and more virtual, there are there's a map where you could see the professionals in your area, and there are also but by searching the name, you would be able to see other professionals who do that and would offer like virtual support in that way. So I like that. And then with the parenting group, it is going to be an actual group where there's discussions and dialogue and things like that. And then twice a week, there's going to be some of the professionals would be chiming in on the conversations and the round table circles and stuff like that, and giving their like professional input to questions and concerns and things that like maybe you might have to pay to have a consultation with them in other
areas.
In other areas, so that like I'm really, really excited to have it all unfold.
Yes, I'm
if
excited
you're watching
for
this,
you.
and if this is something that you're interested in, please like click the link in our bio and sign up. Whether you're a mother, whether you're a professional, even if there are like if you have sister friends or friends or anything like that who are on that road to either conceiving, having a baby, about to have a baby, or early parenthood, sign up. We're giving away a free ebook right now, so that's a good thing to cop. It's full
I
of
love
good
it.
information, and yeah, I'm really excited to see it all unfold.
I have a question. So for your
Yes, ma'am.
parent group, is it a private group or do you have a Facebook group? Is it something that they have to sign up through your website? How does that work?
So basically, when you do sign up through the website, the perk that you get with your subscription is access to the private Facebook group. So it is a
Okay.
Facebook group and it is private.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you also get the
Somebody calling.
like all the classes and stuff. All the sorry. Oh yeah, all the classes and stuff that come with the membership would be free with your membership as well.
Okay, I like it. I like it. And then you said you have classes. So is the classes something separate as well?
No, it's included.
It's included.
It's included and it's based upon like a need basis. Like if it's a topic that you're interested in or that you need more information on, you participate. If not, there's like no pressure. You kind of like do what you need and take what you need from the community. And sorry, what was the question?
For the classes that you have for the parents, I was just asking if it was something separate. Like I have parent educational classes as
Yes,
well.
ma'am.
And I do consultation. So it sometimes it's separate depending on how it is. And then sometimes it's just on here. So I was trying to get them to understand how they could access those classes if they needed more information or
Yes,
needed
ma'am.
more help. Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am. So part of the membership is full, complete access to all of our classes, all of our workshops, meetings as well, um, as part of your membership. And otherwise, if there is like a professional that does, like, say, for example, like a birth class or breastfeeding class, that in that case would be separate. That would be through the professional's profile.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so you say new mothers or women who want to get pregnant
Yes.
or is planning up into early parenthood. Did I
Yes.
say that correctly? What
Yes,
does
ma'am.
early parenthood mean?
So we consider that like 5 and under, just early parenthood, like
Okay.
getting into the swing of things, like learning your green, kind of, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's more so Wombase is more so to help through the transitions. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I feel like when I was thinking about that part of it, I was thinking like as a young mother myself, having 4 children under 9, I know how overwhelming it can be. I know
Yeah.
how much of a difference it takes to have like a support system, even if it is online, even if it is people that you can just check in real quickly with. So I definitely wanted to put more attention to that aspect of it because I feel like, you know, as your children grow and you kind of get the hang of things, you not to say it's easy. It like all the difficulties go away,
Yeah.
but I just feel like you're more seasoned, so
Yeah.
that support isn't as integral. And
Awesome.
I'm saying that like you still need support. Like hear what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like you
No,
still need support.
I completely understand.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so the reason I'm asking for that because that's my area right there, the early childhood education and
Yes.
child development, and it's very critical and important to me because it's a foundational base for our children.
Yes.
Very foundational. So you were saying that anybody who wanted to help or be a part of the community, whether a mother or a healthcare worker, do y'all do things with teachers or educators in that field?
No, but I'm open to it. Like, you know, if like the way I see it is like what I was saying about like having a need and not knowing what you need. Like if whatever a mom needs, how I see it, whatever a mom needs, like let's find what she needs. Like if she needs a teacher, let's find her a teacher. Like if she's overwhelmed with baby and maybe she's homeschooling and she needs help with this one over here and a teacher's gonna help her, let's do what we need to do to connect them. That's how I see
to
it.
build that village. I love
For sure.
it. Yeah,
100%.
we definitely gonna have to talk more too because I didn't know that your Wombase community had the early education part in it as well. And I would
We
love
will make space for you, Sister Mika.
yes, I would love to help with that.